What's up, guys? Frank here, episode 2, going over some of our trades for our Diamondbacks franchise. As you can see right here, we acquire Sonny Gray from the Astros for a couple of prospects that we had. Nobody fantastic in that trade. Trade Turner, Matt Moore. Next trade we are looking at here, seeing what we can get for this: Ryan Gomez, Dalton Pape, Anthony Renato. 3 decent prospects. We should be able to land something decent. And Tampa Bay makes us an offer of Lorenzo Cain, a 90-rated center fielder, along with Brian Campos, a B-rated prospect left fielder, 28 years old. A little older than a prospect, but this is a really good trade for us. And we are going to go ahead and complete this trade. That gives us a very solid center fielder, decent pop, fantastic defense, good speed. He's going to steal a lot of bases for us. And we're not really giving up too much. You know, we're giving up some guys that we can afford to lose. And the trade screen was being just a little bit slow. But yeah, you know, you guys seem to be decently happy with the fantasy draft, those of you who saw it so far, which I'm glad. I think we had a pretty good draft. The next trade that you're going to see coming up, going after a second baseman. Now, we really need a decent second baseman. One thing I love about this trade screen is, look at the right, you see the guy on the side of the screen, like whoever you're scrolling over, you know, their player pops up. I think that's the coolest thing. Maybe it's just me, but I think that's so much better than it was last year with just, you know, a bunch of nobodies, you know, sitting on the sideline. So here you can see we're going through some second basemen, trying to find somebody that really fits our needs. Second base, you know, not a lot of power second basemen out there. You have your Cano, you know, Dozier, guys like that. Here we have Joe Panik. He's 85 overall, pretty young guy, 25, B potential, had a great season last year for the San Francisco Giants. And we're trying to swing a deal for him. We're going to offer up 3 guys, 3 younger prospects, pretty much like no-name created guys, and we do get Joe Panik. Like I said, we're not necessarily going to stack this team, but, you know, it is a fantasy draft. I want a pretty good team. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make some trades. We're going to get some guys that I like to play with. I told you guys to make some suggestions for who you want to see. We already had a suggestion for Cano that came after the first video, a little after I recorded this. But here we have a nice trade. We're going to trade first baseman Travis Shaw, starting pitcher Eric Alvarez, and center fielder Arzmendi Alcantara. And we're going to land Eric Hosmer, the first baseman from the Kansas City Royals. He is on the Blue Jays here for the fantasy after the fantasy draft, but Eric Hosmer is a really good player. He's 88 overall, had a fantastic year last year for the World Series champion Kansas City Royals. And we're going to go ahead and complete this trade here. That sets us up at first base. After this video, I do add some depth at first base because we really had no backups. And we have 2 trades left to make. So we're looking here, we're going to trade Michael Wacha, who I wanted to pitch with, but I used him a lot last year, so I kind of want to get some new guys going. We're going to deal him and a younger guy named Frankie Montas, who I'm pretty sure is a creative player. We're going to send him to LA, and we're going to pick up Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman's a starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he is really good. He's going to be really special this year. 88 overall in the game, B potential. He's only 24 years old, and he's going to be really good for us. Now, our last trade of the video. This is our blockbuster. This is the big move we want to make. We're letting go of Matt Kemp. We're letting go of Byron Buxton. And we're letting go of Luis Severino for Giancarlo Stanton, 93 overall right fielder, A potential, only 26 years old. He had 27 home runs last year, and he missed, practically the second half of the season. The guy's a stud. I really try to get Bryce Harper. I really want Bryce Harper on this team. Maybe I'll finagle with that as we get a little bit in. But that's going to do it for the trades, guys. We made some really good trades. Try to keep it short. We made, 5 or 6 trades. I made a few small ones after this video just to get some bullpen help. But I really didn't want to bore you guys with that. I know some of these screens are staying up a little long. I was doing trades for over an hour, so this was a little tough to cut down. But I wanted to put enough time so I can explain the moves we made. And here you see our opening series is against the Colorado Rockies. We're playing at home in Arizona. We are the Diamondbacks. There is our rotation right there. We have Jose Fernandez, Sonny Gray, Marcus Stroman, Kevin Gausman, and John Gray. So we have some really good pitchers, but at the same time, we're not stacked. We're not like beyond unbelievable. We have 270 overall pitchers in our rotation. Here's our lineup: center field, Lorenzo Cain; shortstop, Corey Seager; right field, Giancarlo Stanton; left field, Kyle Schwarber; third base, Chris Bryant; first baseman, Eric Hosmer; Jorge Soler is going to DH for us; Joe Panik at second; and Salvador Perez catching. Bench can use some work. We have Delino DeShields Jr., who we have, essentially for his speed. JT Realmuto catching, James Loney at first on the bench, Luis Sardinas and Daniel Nava. So we got a pretty good team, guys. I'm really excited to get the gameplay going. Starting at home versus the Colorado Rockies, and we expect big things from this team. And here we are, jumping right into game number 1, opening day here in Arizona. Chase Field is a really nice stadium. I really enjoy playing at this stadium, and also, like I told you guys a few times, I want to play with the Diamondbacks because these new uniforms. The uniforms are awesome that they're using this year, and they're brand new. I think they're cool, and you can see them right there. I just think that design is so slick, how it goes down. The sort of like dots go down the arms and on the side and stuff. It's cool that they showed the pitchers warming up there. Jose Fernandez was our first round pick. I believe we got him 16th overall. Jorge Soler coming out there, the player lineups being introduced, getting some high fives and whatnot from his teammates. We expect big things out of him this year. There's Stanton to his left, Kyle Schwarber there. The graphics in this game are fantastic. I've had so much fun playing this game. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you have it yet. If you don't have it yet, I suggest picking it up if you have the means. It's really fun. So here we have our starting pitcher comparison. Yu Darvish has a couple inches and about 5 pounds on Fernandez, but Fernandez 6 years his junior, and they have the same amount of experience. Jose Fernandez was dominant, has always been dominant, coming off the Tommy John surgery. And, here we have their starting lineup: Brett Gardner, Buster Posey, and Corey Dickerson. 3 really good hitters right at the top there. Bottom of the order, Alcides Escobar is pretty decent. Austin Jackson, definitely not a lineup to sleep on. You figure a lot of these teams really aren't trading as much as we do, so they have a really nice lineup. Jose Fernandez, 23 years old, 6'2", 215, our ace of the staff, making his debut. And, let's just hope he stays, as good as he can be, and gives us the production that we need, especially after we took him over a lot of very good players. But I think he's going to do all right for us. So there we go. The last warm-up pitch and the 2016 season is officially underway. Brett Gardner coming to the plate, 259 last year with 16 home runs. Did not realize he had that many home runs, but we get him to a 3-2 count. And we're going to strike him out with that big sweeping curveball for the first out of the game, the first strikeout on the season. First of many for Jose Fernandez, who looks to try to be in contention for a Cy Young this year. And that ball was a perfect pitch. If he doesn't swing, that might have been called strike 3 anyway. So next up, Buster Posey, 2-time World Series MVP for the San Francisco Giants, trading in those Giant scrubs for the Rockies uniform, and he's going to get a single through the middle here past a diving Corey Seager. We almost run right past it with Kyle Schwarber, who is not the best fielder out there, but we have him for his bat. Next batter is Corey Dickerson, 3-2 count. He fouled off about 5 pitches, and then we walk him. Not really what we wanted there. We don't want to throw too many pitches, especially being the first start with Fernandez. We're going to try to keep him around 80 to 90 pitches. We don't want to run him too high. But next batter here, Mitch Moreland, he's going to check, swing, and miss on that high 97-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. And next batter, Juan Uribe, is going to get over this and pull it right to third base, and Chris Bryant ends up tagging Posey before he makes a throw over. So we get out of the top of the first, only surrendering 1 hit, basically unscathed. So here we have your Arizona Diamondbacks starting lineup for the 2016 season. Lorenzo Cain center field, Corey Seager the shortstop, right fielder Giancarlo Stanton, Kyle Schwarber left, Chris Bryant third, Hosmer first, Soler DH, Joe Panik second base, and then Salvador Perez catching. Going up against Yu Darvish, one of the nastiest pitchers in the MLB. He is coming off that Tommy John surgery. So we're going to see if he can get back to form. Hopefully he can. Hopefully he is leaving us some balls to hit. But our first batter, Lorenzo Cain, 307 last year with 28 stolen bases. That's a really good average. He's going to be great out of the leadoff spot. But 0-2, and we cannot lay off that high heat from Darvish, and we start the season off with a strikeout. Next batter, Corey Seager, puts a charge into this one, but it is right to the second baseman, Brett Lowry, who flips it over to first for out number 2. So batting third, Giancarlo Stanton, 265, 27 homers. He played about half the year. Oh, we get a pitch to crush here, and we just do get it over the third baseman, Juan Uribe. Right there, I did shut off those notifications. I've played a bunch of games. I don't know why I was still getting those, but I did disable him. Next batter, Kyle Schwarber, and we get a pitch to drive here, but we just roll over on it. Hit it to Lowry, who fires onto Moreland for out number 3. So after one inning, it is 0-0 here. Each teams have one hit. Hopefully we get the bats rolling and Jose keeps throwing lights out. Top of the second here, 2 outs, nothing, and an 0-2 count, and we're going to get Alcides Escobar swinging over that fastball for strike 3. That's the third strike out of the game for Jose Fernandez, who is pitching lights out so far. So our bottom of the second, Chris Bryant here. Numbers last year were ridiculous, 275, 26 home runs. He was the National League Rookie of the Year. He did garner some MVP votes, and he is going to crush this high fastball into the right center field. That ball's down. It's going to get to the wall, and he is going to get into second with an easy leadoff stand-up double. We really need to get that run home so we can give Fernandez some support because he's throwing lights out. But Chris Bryant, man, we love that power. Next batter, Eric Hosmer's going to put this one through the hole on the left side of the infield. He's going to wave Chris Bryant home. Gardner's up, firing the play at the plate, and he gets gunned down at home. Very nice throw there by Brett Gardner. Chris Bryant really didn't stand a chance. Since it's so early in the game, I wanted to send him, try to get something going. Next batter, Jorge Soler, and he's going to ground to third. Uribe on to Lowry, who chucks it over to Moreland for the 5-4-3 double play, Out of that inning there, top 4, we jump here and we get Austin Jackson swinging and missing on that changeup. We really need to score some runs here because that's Jose Fernandez's 4th strikeout, and he does not look like he's letting up. So bottom of the 4th, leadoff batter Corey Seager is going to hit this one back up the middle for a base hit. We expect big things out of him this year, and that is definitely a good start. So after 1 out, Kyle Schwarber comes up. He gets a pitch to drive, and that's what he does. And he puts it over the right fielder's head, and we are chugging around the bases with Corey Seager. He picks it up and drops it, so that gives Seager enough time to round third, and he scores just before the throw. And that's going to be an RBI double for Kyle Schwarber, and the Diamondbacks lead at 1-0. Eric Hosmer up after a ground out by Jorge Soler. He gets a pitch to drive, and he crushes this back up the middle. It's going to get into center, and that's going to allow Kyle Schwarber to come in and score. So we are up 2-0 here. So bottom of the 4, Jorge Soler up. That wasn't Soler before Hosmer. I forget who that was. I think it was Stanton. But Soler gets a piece of this one, and that baby is gone. A home run deep left field, and that's going to put us up 4-0 here. Eric Hosmer comes around to score. And Soler definitely doing work from that DH spot because that ball was an absolute missile. Look at that. Beautiful swing. He gets all he can into it. And that ball does not stand a chance of staying in this yard. Forget how far it was, but I want to say we were in the 430s on that maybe. That's about 25 rows up the bleachers. So top 5 here. Buster Posey up, Buster Posey down. Strike 3. Beautiful curveball by Jose Fernandez, and he is absolutely dealing. Top of the 6, Mitch Moreland at the plate, and that's going to be Mitch Moreland's 2nd strikeout of the game. Number 6 for Jose. And we're just going to keep adding to our run total. Chris Bryant, bottom 6. 0-0 count, 1 out. New pitcher on for the Rockies. And Bryant crushes this curveball. Way gone. He hung that, and we crushed it. First home run of the year for Chris Bryant, and your Diamondbacks are out to a 5-run lead, and Boone Logan certainly wishes he had that one back. Bryant with the slow trot around the bases. The animations in this game are fantastic. The way they round the bases, it's fantastic. 447 on that home run for Chris Bryant, and we expect to see a lot more of them. As you can see, he just leaves, I think it was a slider. He just caught way too much of the plate. And I love it because that's Chris Bryant's exact swing. and he puts it 447 into the stands. Couple batters later, bases loaded for Salvador Perez, and he crushes this ball deep off the center field wall. One run comes around to score, another comes around to score. We're going to stop at third, and we accidentally go over to second with Perez. I was too worried about those runs scoring, so he does get thrown out, but it is 7-0. So we have top of the seventh here. Brett Lowry strikes out, number 7 on the day for Jofer. Our next batter, who is this? Austin Jackson. Swing and miss for the second time in the game for him. 8 Ks for Jose Fernandez. Brilliant opening day start. Bottom 8, 1 out, 2-0 count. Eric Hosmer up 7-0. And Hosmer gets into this one, admires his yard work a little bit because that one is gone. Eric Hosmer, home run to deep right field. And it is an 8-0 ball game on opening day. The floodgates have officially opened. And this is exactly what we wanted to see from this offense. Hosmer circles the bases, touches the plate, and I think that's about it for the Colorado Rockies today. Another look at that. That ball was absolutely hammered. That new fisheye camera when it comes to home runs is brilliant. I've been struggling a little bit hitting with it, but I'm keeping it on until I get used to it just because it's so nice. Top 9, Fernandez left after 7, and Archimedes Caminero comes in. After getting one Uribe to ground out to third, he strikes out Brett Lowry. Austin Jackson, 0-2 count the pitch, and he swings and misses over that 97-mile-per-hour fastball. His third K of the game, and that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We crushed the Rockies on opening day. Jose Fernandez gets the victory, his first start of the year. Everybody's happy here in Arizona. Sign of big things to come from this team. Jose Fernandez gets the win. He is 1-0 on the year. 7 innings, only surrenders 3 hits, no runs, and 8 strikeouts on the day. As you can see, victory flashing on the screen here at Chase Field. Caminero came in, he pitched the 8th and the 9th, and he shut them down completely. Nice to see out of him. He is a lower rated reliever, but he throws gas, 97, 98 consistently. But there's the box score from the game. I went over Fernandez's stats. Yu Darvish took the loss, 5 innings, 8 hits. We tagged him for 4 runs. He only struck out 2. Players of the game, Jorge Soler crushed that one, 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. A replay of his long home run there started off the scoring. Next we have Chris Bryant, who laid into that one, 447. He was 2 for 4 with a home run and an RBI. And then your offensive player of the game up next, Eric Hosmer, who lays into this one for his first home run of the season. Absolutely crushed, takes a second to admire it. Hosmer 4 for 4 on the day, home run, 2 RBIs. And your tops player of the game is Jose Fernandez. 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts. That's going to do it, guys. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new. Having a ton of fun so far for the series. About to do episode number 2. Really anticipating it. Let me know what you guys think. Like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.